Tonight, a tragic accident on the Belize River. An 18-year-old autistic girl jumps into the water while trying to escape. A swarm of bees and a desperate search ends in heartbreak. Also tonight, questions over the proposed BTL takeover of SpeedNet. Political support is growing, but only one cabinet minister says she needs answers before taking a position. And 3 minors charged in a deadly Belize City shooting. What police say led investigators to the suspects and the key question that remains unanswered. Plus, the Magistrates Court enters the digital age, making legal information more accessible to Belizeans nationwide. And later, Belizean artist Stig opens up about sobriety, self-growth, and the new album he says marks a turning point in his life. Those stories and much more are coming up next. News 5 starts now.
Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings. Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Greater Belize Media. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Greater Belize Media.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jamie Rock. A desperate attempt to escape a swarm of bees ended in tragedy earlier today when 18-year-old Shu Lu drowned in the Belize River. Lu, an autistic teenager, reportedly jumped into the water after being attacked by bees near the Philip Golson Highway. What followed was an ongoing search as emergency responders, divers, and volunteers combed the river for hours, while her family stood by hoping she would be found alive. But that hope faded when search teams later recovered her body from the river. Tonight, a family is mourning a young life lost in a frightening and unexpected claim of events. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
We're currently in front of the Whitfield community, across from the Whitfield community along the Philip Golson Highway just outside of Belize City, where reports indicate that a father and a child were attacked by bees earlier today. We're not sure what the duo was doing in the area, but they were attacked by bees, and what we have learned is that the child jumped into the river. This is the Belize River we're seeing here, and the father has now been transported to the hospital for medical attention while the child remains missing. News 5 arrived on the scene shortly after the incident occurred, and at that time only a handful of people were out in response to a Facebook call for assistance. The owner of 501 lifeguard, Andrew Gentle, was among the first responders. They brought out a drone in the first instance.
Basically, it's about 30 feet deep right now, so the current is a little strong right now, but we're trying our best to see what we can do.
A Coast Guard team also joined the search, equipped with diving gears and a massive drone. The search went on for hours, at least 3 to 4. Divers combed the banks of the river while drones searched from above. The missing girl's family began arriving at the scene. There we learned her name to be Shui Liu, an autistic teenager.
The thing is that just happened. I just come here. I don't know. Nothing happened right now, but I had to try to see what happened right now. So I'm not really sure how she come here because he walked with my pa. Again, I don't know what happened. My auntie just called me for say he to walk here. Again, this thing happened. Again, I just hurry come here.
Several vessels later joined the search, from the Belize Coast Guard, the Belize Port Authority, and private citizens. Collaboration and teamwork characterized the hours of searching. And while that was happening, a team of bee removers arrived on the scene to remove the bees from an area that was cordoned off with police caution tape. And then this happened.
Right, get it down, market right here. I feel a foot like that.
A Coast Guard officer felt something underwater resembling a foot and jeans pants.
Help! Help! Bring it down. Yeah, left.
It would actually take the search team another half hour to finally locate Lou's body, bringing some closure to a very unfortunate and tragic situation. It was an emotional discovery for everyone, from the family members to the swimming instructors. Here they consoled Lou's brother and prayed for him.
I'm grateful for the Father God, that you protect him. Help him recover as fast as he needs to, dear God.
Thanks to the hope and to the faith of my team, we managed to get the body out of the water and bring it forth to the brother. If you notice, he is the one who felt it the most.
Did you ever see yourself using your skills in this manner?
Definitely. This is what we train for, right? Every time we hear someone drown, possible death, we feel as a lifeguard, right? So every time we could help and assist when it comes to things like this, we are going to be there.
We also spoke with Commandant of the Belize Coast Guard, Rear Admiral Gregory Soberanis, who was on site supporting his team of divers.
It's not easy. It's never easy because you're talking about the deaths and the loss of life. I've been a diver for years. I've recovered personnel, people who have deceased in water, and it's never easy. There were times when I myself shed tears because of the situation, especially when you're talking about a young person such as the one today. And so it's difficult, for divers, for people when you have to retrieve someone like this from the water, knowing that their parents, their loved ones are right here. Sometimes you do become emotional.
After hours of relentless searching, Lou's body was recovered from the river, bringing a tragic end to a desperate rescue effort and leaving a family and a community mourning the loss of a young life. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
What ended in heartbreak also revealed the courage of those who rushed in to help. Lifeguards and swimming instructors from 501 Lifeguard became a major part of today's search effort after they abandoned their own classes nearby and headed straight to the river. The outcome was tragic, but many are now praising the team for their quick response and selflessness. Instructor Tevin Konarki says the search was especially difficult because divers had to navigate deep, murky water with limited visibility. Owner Andrew Gentle says his team did not hesitate. They saw a family in crisis, stopped what they were doing, and went out to serve.
Honestly, it was a little bit breathtaking due to the depth of the water. All we could have did was free dive and try to scrum the area and see how fast we could have gotten the body out of the water. Due to the darkness of the water, it was a little intense for us to see, but we still pulled through. We had the faith and the courage, and we did what we had to do to get it out.
How long were you guys in there?
Probably about 3 to 4 hours in the water, scrumming. At least we could have gotten the body out for the family, because I know they pretty much feel this. It's tragic that their loved one is in the water and they passed away due to the drown.
Guys, when you guys see from 1 o'clock, right? So we be working. I really want to condolences to the family. Thanks to my top instructor, Chaplain, for doing a good job. Appreciate it, man. With our team, it's just love, right? We show love, but we don't, we come out a lot, but we try to show respect to everybody, These guys was working, teaching swimming classes, and they wanted to left the classes, but we tell them that we have to take care of the team out. You know, but see, the whole team is here, all instructors are here.
As the search intensified, police called on the Belize Coast Guard for help, and they quickly mobilized its dive team. Commandant Rear Admiral Gregory Soberanis told us how that request came in from the Belize Police Department and what his team faced once they entered the water. He says the operation required careful coordination, trained divers, and a clear plan as they worked through difficult river conditions. Soberanis explained what went into today's dive operation and how his team responded. Here's what he told us.
Yeah, so we got a call from police, Mr. Marciano, that an unfortunate incident had occurred where a young lady had jumped in the river as a result of being attacked by bees. And so he was asking for the assistance of the Coast Guard to do a dive operation, to which we responded. Whenever we do dive operations, there are several things that we have to consider. Now we look at the current visibility, but our guys activated with the assistance of other divers, and fortunately, the young lady was found. Well, with the lifeguards, we have our internal to the Coast Guard. We have our own system of training when it comes to water operations and conducting these type of operations. But we are always grateful for the assistance provided by other personnel who would contribute to the overall dive effort, as we saw here today, a collaborative effort between Coast Guard divers and supporting divers in locating the body of the young lady.
We'll have more details on this incident in our newscast on Monday. Still ahead, a political showdown in Corozal after 3 terms as mayor. Veos is being forced to fight for his political future. Will experience prevail, or is a new challenger ready to shake up the race? Stay with us.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "Blessed is he that considereth the poor. The Lord will deliver him in time of trouble. The Lord will preserve him." One of the greatest blessings that ever came to Lord Randolph Churchill, the father of Winston Churchill, came through a poor Scottish farmer by the name of Fleming. One day as farmer Fleming was working, he heard a cry for help coming from a nearby bog. He threw his tools down and ran to the bog to find a young man struggling in mire and black muck up to his waist. Quickly, he pulled the screaming and struggling boy to safety and from a terrifying death. The next day, a fancy carriage pulled up to the poor Scotsman's cottage, and a wealthy nobleman stepped out and introduced himself as the father of the boy Farmer Fleming had saved. He had come to repay him for saving his boy, but Farmer Fleming refused to take his money for saving his son. At that moment, his own son appeared in the doorway of the small cottage. The nobleman said, "I'll make you a deal. Let me then provide your son with a level of education my own son will enjoy." Farmer Fleming agreed, and his son attended the best schools in time and graduated from St. Mary's Hospital Medical School in London and came to be known throughout the world as Sir Alexander Fleming, the discoverer of penicillin. Years later, the same nobleman's son, Sir Winston Churchill, was stricken with pneumonia. And what do you think saved his life? Penicillin that was discovered by the young man whom he had helped to educate. Reaching out to the poor today may be your life preserver tomorrow. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Dengue and Zika alert. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. The Ministry of Health reminds the public that as we enter the rainy season, be aware of the dangers of dengue, chikungunya, and Zika. These are infectious diseases that are transmitted by the bite of Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus mosquitoes. These mosquitoes are most active in early morning and late afternoon. Activities that should be done to prevent dengue and Zika include: avoid having containers that can collect water in your yard. Cover water storage containers such as drums. Change the water in flower pots every 4 or 5 days. These are ideal breeding sites for the mosquito. With the elimination of breeding sites in and around the yard, dengue and Zika can be avoided. Dengue and Zika begin with sudden onset of high fever. Other signs and symptoms include rash, joint pain, eye pain. The public is also encouraged to use mosquito repellent spray or lotion on the body or clothing. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. A health and wellness message from your Ministry of Health.
Are you enjoying the incredible voices of KTV The Remix Season 8? Well, don't forget, the power is in your hands. This week, each remaining contestant has been assigned a new voting number. To vote for your favorite KTV contestant, simply text the number of votes, followed by a space, then your contestant's assigned voting number, and send it to 585. And remember, you can also send credit directly to your favorite contestant's assigned smartphone number. Here are this week's remaining contestants and their new voting numbers.
¿Qué más quisiera te viera? Vuelvo siempre, vuelvo a realidad. Me gustas tanto.
Tomamos unas copas y en el bar se echó a llorar.
Me muero por besarte, dormirme en tu boca. Me muero por decirte que el mundo se equivoca.
Como la flor, con tanto amor, me diste tú, se marchito.
Aquí solo importa nuestro amor. Te quiero, ay, muy prohibido. Por las
Who will make it through to next week? Your vote can keep your KTV star on the stage. Vote before Sunday at midnight. Join us at The Bliss every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for KTV The Remix Season 8.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
In business, timing matters. Now, with Belize Bank's same-day settlement, transactions settled before 4 p.m. are deposited the very same night.
It's been a game changer for our cash flow. Waiting days to access our sales used to slow our business down. Now we could restock faster and pay our suppliers on time.
And with auto settlement, it's done for you every day. Same-day settlement from Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
The proposed BTL takeover of SpeedNet is already getting political support in some corners of the PUP. But Minister Tea Garcia Ramirez says she's not ready to sign on just yet. As public debate continues over the acquisition, Garcia Ramirez says she's withholding judgment until Cabinet gets a formal briefing on what the deal actually means. She acknowledges that the Northern Caucus of the People's United Party has voted in support of the proposal, but she makes it clear that the caucus position is not the same as an official Cabinet decision. Garcia Ramirez says she has not yet been given enough information to take a position of her own. According to the minister, the matter has not yet been fully discussed at the Cabinet level, and she expects that presentation to be held at next week's meeting. Only then, she says, will she be in a position to properly assess the proposed acquisition.
A caucus as a political caucus for the PUP in the north, the caucus remains on officially. That's the standpoint. That's their position. Everybody has equal rights to state their position. It is not a Cabinet position.
Garcia Ramirez chaired and voted in the Northern PUP caucus meeting where a majority of members supported BTL's proposed acquisition of SMART, but stressed that the caucus position is separate from the cabinet. After 3 terms at the helm of Corozal Town, Mayor Rigoberto Vellos is now being forced to defend his political ground. On Sunday, he faces Shahiri Rogers, a convention that has become one of the most talked about internal contests in the North. For some, it is a straightforward democratic exercise. For others, it's a proxy fighting between competing factions, especially amid reports that Corozal Bay Area Representative Tea Garcia Ramirez is strongly backing Rogers. Vellos, however, is not staying quiet. On Thursday night, he turned to Facebook to speak directly about the convention and the politics surrounding it.
You know, as a 3-term mayor, and a mayor that has done a lot of work together with his council, you know, I do believe that our party needs to look at these assessments very closely, properly, before making these type of decisions. No, I'm not asking for any special treatment, you know. If we need to face a convention, then so be it, we will. But I can reassure you, our community is in full support of Team Rio. They are aware of all the issues we have seen over the past weeks. You know, there have been attacks. They have tried to sabotage my council. You know, certain projects that we had on the pipeline, projects that we are collaborating with central government. These projects suddenly paused. They slowed down. You know, and we were asking, why is it that all of a sudden we have certain important projects that will positively affect our residents of Corozal have suddenly paused and we haven't heard anything about them. But we try to keep a positive mind. You know, we are here to work with our people. We have a partnership with our people, and we will continue to move forward.
With the Corozal Town PUP mayoral convention only days away, Area Representative Tea Garcia Ramirez is urging supporters to keep the focus on turnout, unity, and the bigger picture. Garcia Ramirez says Sunday's convention should be seen as a healthy democratic exercise, not a party fight. She says once the votes are counted, she is prepared to work with whichever slate comes out on top. But beyond the race itself, Garcia Ramirez is also raising concern about the tone of political attacks, especially against women who offer themselves for public office. She says Belize needs more women in politics, but the criticism and abuse female candidates often face on social media can discourage them from stepping forward.
So I believe that whatever the makeup eventually of that slate, I am prepared. I am more than happy. These are all my supporters. They're PUP supporters, very good PUP people. It's exciting because while the other guys are having problem fielding a full slate in Corozal, we have more than enough people that are offering themselves, people that have a lot to offer, that have, on both sides, very good working track records. And so whatever slate we eventually end up with, I am sure that we will have a great slate come March, and we will again take the town council. One of the things that I can speak of personally, honestly, is the fact that, and something that I don't like to see, and I'll be honest, because I've been the center of a few of these controversies, that we still have a great deal of political violence against women in this political arena. It seems as if it's a boys' club thing, so it immediately excludes women. There's a lot of shaming and blaming and trying to scandalize women, and I don't only mean here in Corozal, I mean across the country. I think any country that chooses to exclude women from electoral politics does itself a disservice, and it does so diminishing the democracy that they want to have, you should want to have.
Garcia Ramirez praised the growing number of women seeking political office, saying every woman who puts her name on a ballot helps move Belize closer to greater gender representation. The government has lost its appeal in a major national lands case involving more than 1,900 acres in the Duck Run area. The Court of Appeal has dismissed the case brought by the Minister of Natural Resources, Petroleum and Mining and the Attorney General against Fowler Works Enterprises Limited. The dispute dates back to 2020 when Fowler Works entered into 4 agreements to buy national lands for a large-scale sustainable farming and homestead project. The company paid the full purchase price of just over $266,000, but after the change of government later that year, the state refused to complete the sale by transferring the titles. The state argued that the agreements were illegal and unenforceable, including because one parcel exceeded 500 acres and had not received approval by resolution of the National Assembly. But the court found that while the state failed to follow that requirement, the failure did not make the contract void. In plain terms, the court said the government cannot rely on its own breach to walk away from the deal. The court also rejected the argument that the smaller parcels breached internal land policies, finding that Fowler Works had complied with the process. In the end, the Court of Appeal upheld the High Court's ruling that all 4 agreements were valid, that the state breached them, and that the matter must now return to the High Court for damages to be assessed. Fowler Works Enterprises was represented by Senior Counsel Dean Barrow and Attorney Agassi Finnegan. There's more news after the break, so please stay tuned.
Energy for cooling, lighting, and powering our electrical appliances and devices at work and at home. During cooler months, we rely less on cooling appliances such as fans and air conditioners. However, during warmer months, as the temperature and humidity rises, we use more energy to cool our spaces, and our appliances and electrical devices work harder than they do during the rest of the year. When the months become hotter, let's all practice energy conservation. Here are a few changes that you can make to manage your energy use. Check that all appliances and electrical devices are working efficiently. Turn lights off when not in the room. Unplug chargers, appliances when not in use. Turn off fans and TVs. Use energy-saving light bulbs such as LEDs. And look for the Energy Star products when purchasing appliances and electrical devices. These easy changes can reduce energy use and costs. You can also monitor your energy use during the month by reading your meter and calculating the reading using BEL's bill calculator on our mobile app or by visiting our website. Let's all save energy.
Easy. Accessible. Safe. Yours. DigiWallet. Easy, accessible, safe, yours.
Are you enjoying the incredible voices of KTV The Remix Season 8? Well, don't forget, the power is in your hands. This week, each remaining contestant has been assigned a new voting number. To vote for your favorite KTV contestant, simply text the number of votes, followed by a space, then your contestant's assigned voting number, and send it to 585. And remember, you can also send credit directly to your favorite contestant's assigned smartphone number. Here are this week's remaining contestants and their new voting numbers.
¿Qué más quisiera te viera? Vuelvo siempre, vuelvo realidad. Me gustas tanto.
Tomamos unas copas y en el bar se echó a llorar.
Me muero por besarte, dormirme en tu boca. Me muero por decirte que el mundo se equivoca.
Como la flor con tanta amor, me diste tú, se marchito.
Aquí solo importa nuestro amor. Te quiero. Ay, voy prohibido. Por las
Who will make it through to next week? Your vote can keep your KTV star on the stage. Vote before Sunday at midnight. Join us at The Bliss every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for KTV The Remix Season 8.
Introducing BB Insurance, built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
A young man is dead, and 3 teenagers are now accused of pulling off a daylight killing that rattled a Belize City neighborhood. Police have charged 2 17-year-olds and a 15-year-old in connection with the murder of 18-year-old Edward Josiah Hernandez Jr., who was shot on Vernon Street on Monday afternoon. It happened shortly after 1:50 near Swift Hall, where investigators say Hernandez has stopped on his motorcycle. That is when 2 males reportedly walked up to him. One of them pulled out a firearm and fired a single shot. Hernandez was hit, rushed for treatment, and later died from his injuries. Police moved quickly in the days after the shooting, leaning heavily on surveillance footage from the area to identify and track the suspects. One person was detained shortly after the murder, while officers searched for another and carried out operations in the surrounding neighborhood. Several young men from a nearby property were also taken in for questioning as investigators worked to determine what happened. But even with 3 minors now facing charges, one major question remains unanswered. Why was Hernandez targeted in broad daylight? For some families, not knowing what happened to a missing loved one can be its own kind of grief. Now, one Belizean family has finally received answers, and others may soon get the same chance at closure. The National Forensic Science Service is working to identify about 20 sets of human remains found across the country, some dating far back as 1998. Through DNA testing, old case files, and public outreach, forensic experts are trying to match those remains with relatives who have spent years and in some cases decades waiting for answers. The effort has already helped reunite one family with the remains of a missing loved one. Now, the NFSS is asking Belizeans with missing relatives to come forward with any information that could help restore names to the unidentified and bring long-awaited closure to grieving families.
For this project, we're focusing on the skeletal remains, because if a set of human remains or skeletal remains hasn't been recovered yet, and all you have is a missing person report, it makes it a lot harder. But what we have is actually what we call missing and unidentified human remains. That is what we're focusing on, to identify and get these persons that were missing at some point, or that were reported missing at some point, reunited with their next of kin, whether it's biological relatives or their friends or family, so that they can be ultimately laid to rest. Since we started the project, recently we were able to hand over one set of skeletal remains to the next of kin through our representative. In the next month or two, we're expecting DNA results to come back for about 3 additional cases that we have already over the past few months sent abroad for testing. So if those 3 come back as positive identifications, we'll also be doing the reunification or the handing over of those remains to their next of kin or their loved ones, because that's the ultimate goal, right? These are persons, they're right to be recognized as a missing person, they're right to be treated with dignity, and the right of their family members to be able to be reunited with their loved ones so that they can be laid to rest is the ultimate priority for us.
Forensic experts need the public's help to put names to unidentified remains. They are asking families to share last known locations, clothing details, identifying marks, medical history, and contact information for possible DNA testing. Getting information from the Magistrates Court should now be a lot easier for Belizeans. The court has launched a new website where the public can access court information, download legal forms, and get clear guidance on court procedures without having to call or visit in person. Officials say the platform is all about making the justice system more accessible and easier to understand. Chief Magistrate Deborah Rogers says the website responds to long-standing calls for the court to improve its online presence with updated forms, step-by-step guides, and answers to frequently asked questions. But she also made it clear that the move to digital does not leave anyone behind. Paper-based services will still be available for Belizeans who do not have access to the internet.
One of our biggest criticisms in the magistracy is that we didn't explain things enough to people. And unfortunately, our magistrates and our clerks of court have a high degree of workload. Our dockets are 50 to 100 people a day. The magistrate court is a high traffic institution. So to meet that need and to give access to that information, we thought that a website would have been the best and most accessible platform. Yes, our staff is still going to be there to be able to assist those who don't have access to internet services or who don't have a computer or printer at home. But for now, we believe that this is a significant step in meeting that demand. And while more government ministries are moving towards a fully digital platform, we believe in the magistracy that we can never fully go digital. That means that we would disenfranchise the greater majority of people that we serve. So in order to do that, we're taking on a more blended approach. So yes, more services will be available through the platform, but we'll still maintain our paper-based services for those who don't. We still get handwritten correspondence from litigants quite often at the magistrate court. So that is an indication of the demographic that we're serving and the people who need our services.
The 4-year Regional Justice Reform Project, which supports 8 Caribbean countries, has provided training and capacity building, with Belize emerging as the program's top-performing country ahead of its conclusion in 6 months. After the break, 85 students, one big investment in Belize's future. The Social Security Board is opening doors for the next generation with scholarships that reward hard work and help turn dreams into opportunities.
When I install an AC system, I recommend Rheem from Benny's. Unlike inferior units that drive up electricity costs, restrict yard flow, and wear out quickly, Rheem has the right solution for every space. With a wide range of options, I can choose the right Rheem system to keep every customer cool, comfortable, and satisfied. Because at Benny's, quality is saving.
Best for you and best for me. At Benny's, it's the quality. Benny's, quality and saving.
Her phone, her laptop, her whole life in this apartment. If anything happens, it's more than just a loss. It's everything. RF&G Renters Insurance helps protect what matters most, even when you don't own the place.
Are you enjoying the incredible voices of KTV The Remix Season 8? Well, don't forget, the power is in your hands. This week, each remaining contestant has been assigned a new voting number. To vote for your favorite KTV contestant, simply text the number of votes, followed by a space, then your contestant's assigned voting number, and send it to 585. And remember, you can also send credit directly to your favorite contestant's assigned smartphone number. Here are this week's remaining contestants and their new voting numbers.
¿Qué más quisiera te viera? Vuelvo siempre, vuelvo a realidad. Me gustas tanto.
Tomamos unas copas y en el bar se echó a llorar.
Me muero por besarte, dormirme en tu boca. Me muero por decirte que el mundo se equivoca.
Como la flor, con tanto amor, me diste tú, se marchito.
Aquí solo importa nuestro amor. Te quiero, ay, muy prohibido, por las
Who will make it through to next week? Your vote can keep your KTV star on the stage. Vote before Sunday at midnight. Join us at The Bliss every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for KTV The Remix Season 8.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, Select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100 key. No stress, no waiting, just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
Belize City saw a wave of blue this morning as dozens of Belizeans marched in support of children and young people affected by abuse. The march, organized by the National Women's Commission and the Ministry of Human Development, formed part of a wider campaign calling on communities to protect children, support survivors, and break the silence around violence in the home and in society. Organizers say the message is simple but urgent. Child abuse cannot be treated as a private matter, and everyone has a role to play in helping to prevent it. The initiative also ties into the ongoing Blue Teddy Bear campaign, which focuses on raising awareness, encouraging reporting, and building safer communities for children across Belize. Today, we spoke with Minister of Human Development, Tea Garcia Ramirez, who shared how the ministry and its partners are working to strengthen prevention efforts and keep children safe.
For the year 2025, there were 240 cases of sexual abuse reported in the country and 125 cases of sexual assault addressed by the Department of Human Services, for a total of 365 cases of sexual violence against children. That's one a day on average. So whether or not it makes the news, just know that somewhere in the country of Belize, every day there is a report of someone violating children sexually in this country. That's a lot. That is a lot. And we're not talking about all the other cases of neglect, of physical abuse, of verbal abuse, of emotional abuse that we have. This is specifically sexual abuse against children. And I think that that is something that we need to be told up front, so people know how bad it is. We are a very small country, and for us to have one case reported, and it is generally considered that only about 40% of cases ever get reported. So if you do the math, it's a lot. I also want to say that in response to the increase of reports, that the ministry has hired 7 new child services officers to be able to respond. We have a lot of cases that we need to respond and to deal with. Social workers are overwhelmed by the amount of cases that we have coming. And so in response to that, we have lobbied cabinet and government and secured spots for 7 new child services officers this year. And we will hire 7 more because resources have to be administered.
The ministry will hire 21 new child services officers and 4 additional supervisors over the next 3 years to help manage over 1,000 new child protection cases reported annually. 85 young Belizeans are getting more than financial support tonight. They're getting a vote of confidence in their future. This morning, the Social Security Board awarded scholarships to students heading into high school and sixth form during its 2026 Scholarship Awards ceremony. The event brought together students, parents, educators, and SSB officials to celebrate academic achievement. Since launching the program in 2001, SSB has helped hundreds of Belizean students continue their education and pursue their goals. Officials say the scholarship program is not only about rewarding hard work, but also about investing in young people who can help shape the country's future. We spoke with SSB Public Relations Manager Vanessa Veyos about the impact of the program and what this year's awards mean for the recipients.
Today, we are celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Social Security Board's Scholarship Award program. So for the past 25 years, the Social Security Board has been transforming lives through education. So today is a very special day. It's not just, if you will, a regular Scholarship Award ceremony. We're celebrating 25 years of giving back. And so for the Scholarship Award program that we have, we got 200 applications this year. And of that sum, we are able to give out 85 scholarships this year. 64 for students who are pursuing higher level education at the associate level, and 21 high school scholarships. So we are proud to say that we will be awarding those 85 scholarships at today's ceremony. The requirement to apply, first off, to get one of the scholarships is that you need to be a born Belizean. You need to demonstrate financial need, demonstrate that you can complete an academic program, and also demonstrate that you are an academic person in that you have a B+ average.
SSB says today's event aligns with its mission to be a beacon of hope through meaningful investments in people and communities. Up next, a Belizean murder case that shocked the nation more than 60 years ago returns to the spotlight. Playwright Ray Gongora is bringing Nora Parham's tragic story back to life on stage, using court transcripts and testimony to revisit a case that still raises difficult questions today.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
With everything going on in a day, it's easy to overlook a renewal date. That's why Home Protector Insurance sends a simple reminder to help keep you on track. Home Protector Insurance. If it's worth something, insure it.
Every dollar you save today is a seed for tomorrow. Let your dreams take root and grow. Belize Bank, your future, our commitment.
Station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world, Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. Every vacation imaginable. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
A decades-old Belizean tragedy is to the stage as playwright and director Ray Gongora prepares to debut A Woman Called Nora, a production based on the life of Nora Parham and the court transcripts surrounding her 1963 murder case. The play, which will be staged by Square Peg Renaissance and raise funds for the Optimist Club of Belize 501, draws directly from archival records and witness testimony to tell the story of a mother of 8 who endured years of domestic abuse before her life ended in tragedy. Gongora says the production aims to give Parham a voice and bring renewed attention to issues of domestic violence that remain relevant today.
You're getting the raw footage from the raw transcript from the trial. And this is coming to stage. And honestly, sitting there, you might at times think that this is not real. Did this actually happen? Did these people actually say this? So I didn't make up any of this that's happening. It was what you call it, the stenographer that created this script. This is the real thing coming out of the witnesses' mouth that testified, from the policemen, from the neighbors. It's unbelievable. When you look at this play and when you sit in the audience, it might offend you. You might not want to believe what you see. You might start to think that I made up much of these. You might get so emotionally involved that you probably will blame the writer or the actor and the actresses for what you're believing and going through. And that's because these actors and actresses are bringing it across so real. They're showing the spirit and they're bringing out a hidden truth that happened in 1963.
The play will be staged at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts in Belize City on September 11th and 13th before touring Belmopan, Dangriga, and Punta Gorda, with tickets available through the designated outlets in each location. Stig the artist is back with new music, but this time he says he's showing up as a different man. The Belizean artist has released his latest 10-track album, Stig, a self-titled project recorded in just 2 weeks at Placencia Sound Studio with producer Randy Sutherland. The album features a heavy lineup including Byron Messiah and Tanya Carter, and still delivers the kind of club energy his fans know him for. But for Stig, this project marks more than another release. He says it is his first album recorded fully sober, and that gave him a new level of focus in the studio. In our sit-down interview, Stig opened up about his sobriety journey, the changes he has made in his personal life, and how that growth is shaping both the man and the music.
We make the street bunks, we make the speakers bunks, and gal bunks, they take no bunks.
So my goal on this album was to create a playlist, right? I never wanted just to be all emotional and just to tell my story and it become monotonous. No, I wanted a playlist so that every song you listen to is a hit. You could play it in the gym, in your car, on the radio, in the clubs. I don't have nothing against alcohol. I still make music for people partying, and who knows, now and again I might take a little one too. But for me personally, I want to be the best version of myself, musically, spiritually, financially, emotionally. The stresses of life sometimes push us to do the things that are going to bring us down even more. For me, no, I want to indulge in more positive stuff. Running, the gym, reading, writing, church perhaps, a more spiritual journey. It doesn't have to be church, but that's what I'm doing and that's what I'm encouraging people to do. My music might seem very contradicting, but for me it's all about mind and a personal spiritual journey. As a matter of fact, on my album, if you listen to the interlude, it's an interview with me and Esani Kaitana from about 10 or 11 years ago. And I said that I was going to work on my craft and be the best version of myself. And hey, 10 years later, I manifested it. My goal was to be the most persistent, consistent, hardest working Belizean artist. And in my generation, I feel like I am that, humbly. And I created a masterpiece for the country. So big ups to me and the team.
The new album is available for purchase on iTunes or can be streamed on most other major music platforms, including Audiomack and Spotify. Viewer's Voice for today. Before we leave you, here's tonight's Viewer's Voice. On our first story, teen's flight to escape bees end in death, Jem Waite commented, "This is such an unfortunate situation. She must have been so frightened trying to get away from the bees. My sincerest condolences to her family. Great job on the part of the rescuers in finding the body." Turning to a single shot, a dead teen, and 3 minors now accused, Rosie Ely shared, "Just imagine, minors, what's going on these young men's lives and that will lead them to even think to hurt another youngster. May God take charge of our country." And finally, on Meta's Ray-Ban smart glasses are now called pervert glasses. Why? Michelle Flower shared, "It has a white light that flashes when you're being recorded, so I don't think that the argument that it's a pervert glasses makes sense. The glasses has many more features than just recording, and most of the time, it's a prescription lens." Okay. Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com on our Facebook and on YouTube. Thanks for joining us and from all of us here at News 5. Good night.